Okay, dear fellows, Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I want to ask you some questions. Yes, Afia, will you tell me that when you teach, when you ask, if somebody does not remember something, or if somebody cannot solve a question, or if somebody cannot read a word, what do you do at that time? What is the problem here and how do you solve that? Yeah.
So in our classes, we are repeating that again.
Okay, if there is a problem, somebody cannot do something or he cannot solve a problem, you feel that we need to repeat the things. We need to repeat the things. But I should feel that I want you that you should feel that there had been some mistake, some wrong thing in my delivering this thing or taking this thing. You are to identify that. You are to identify that. But it is very tough that you can identify yourself what was the problem or what is the problem.
Yes.
So if a student cannot read something, so you are trying to understand where the mistake lies, not in the student but in the whole system. Teaching learning system, that is teacher, the learner, and the classroom and the all around surroundings, there must be a mistake, there must be a shortcoming, there must be a lacuna which we have to find, and that is to be removed. Now, what you will do, what you will deal with the child when the child is not in a position to answer some question, solve some problem, or read something, he or she feels that she cannot read, he cannot read. Once they feel they cannot do, they get a bit discouraged. Whether you will rebuke them or not, but they feel. So what should you do at that time? Important thing is, before you identify what was the problem in our teaching learning system, before that, the child or the student is to be helped that he or she does not get discouraged. They don't get scared. They don't lose their self-confidence. If the child loses self-confidence here, you will ask him tomorrow some question, he will answer like that. You will ask him the day before, after that, he is feeling, I can't do. He is in a vicious circle. He loses confidence, then cannot do, and then feels it and loses confidence. So important thing is you are their help at that moment. What you are to do at that moment. As if I'm committing a mistake, if I'm not in a position to solve a problem, I ask my senior. I ask the person from whom I expect he can help me. He can help me. There you are to lay out the helping hand to the child or to the student so that he does not feel shy by his overconfidence, by his pride that he doesn't ask a question. You're to help him. The learner should not have pride and he should not feel shy. If he has pride, agar usko takabbur hai, khamaka, he feels shy in asking the questions. It is mostly true with the upper age groups. But in lower age groups, they feel mostly scared. They feel mostly scared. So there your behavior is important. That no, you are to save the child or save the learner from getting scared. Instead of that, your behavior should be such warm that he should feel this is common thing. Many people don't understand things. Many people cannot solve the things. Many people cannot read the things. And if it is such a thing that I can't read, I can't do it, then what I am to do? I am to ask help from somebody, some expert. Expert can be teacher, expert can be parents, expert can be fellows, but it is that he or she will ask their help. If your students and you yourself learn it, that it is not necessary that I can solve every problem. I would face problems which I cannot solve. But what I will do, I will ask it to the expert. So the concept of difficulty, something is difficult, is removed from the mind. Instead of that, what concept of strangeness, unfamiliarity is imposed and inculcated in the mind of the learner. He would not tell this word is difficult. He would not say this question is difficult. He would not say this problem is difficult. Instead of that, he will say this is unfamiliar to me. I didn't knew it previous. So I will ask somebody who knows it well and I would learn from it. What is strange? Strange does not mean which you have never seen. It does not always mean like that. It means it can be unfamiliar. You have seen it twice, but it is not your friend, so it is unfamiliar. You have seen him twice, you have seen the problem twice, but you are still unfamiliar, you are not friendly with it. You have not mastered it still. You have not made a very close relation with it. So you teach a student math, but math is still unfamiliar because he sometimes commits a mistake. He is not very familiar with it. He is not very friendly with it. So you are to inculcate, first of all, in your mind and behavior that nothing is difficult in the world. Nothing is difficult in the world. Only one thing, either it is strange, we have not seen it, or it is unfamiliar. We have seen it, but we are not still very familiar with it. We are not very friendly with it. So in your classroom, what you are to do, you are to make things not strange, but known. You are to get them from the level of strange to known, from known to familiar, from familiar to friendly. Once you are friendly with the problems, you are friendly with the questions, you are friendly with the experiments, then it would not be anything difficult. So it is very important in your classes when you are teaching small kids, when you are teaching lower classes, that in their dictionary of thinking, the concept of difficulty must be removed. They should never think physics is difficult. They should never think math is difficult. Instead of that, you are to inculcate in their mind that it is unfamiliar to you. You ask an expert for it. Okay? I think this much is